Yo, Seis one. About to try to attempt to show y'all how I do jeans, cause I don't know. That's what y'all acting like you like or something. So, shouts out to Glow. I saw his tutorial. I don't use GIMP, and I don't use the exact method he did, but I definitely suggest y'all peep that. Peep the My Swagger site as well. I'm gonna drop the link at the end. First off, you gotta get it. First, I say get a good playlist or something, cause it might be a minute. You know, I'm not even sure how long this shit's gonna turn out, so I'll just listen to music whatever I do. So excuse that. I'll turn it down, but let me get that shit going. Anyway, so first you want to start out with the template. I'm not advertising my shit to be straight. So what you do is you find the saneJack, his low cut baggy jeans, and since I derived from that, I could click on that and it'll take you to this page, and I think there's another one, a different color, but it's the same basic thing. And at the bottom he has for developers, get your textures here, right click, you know, one of these, and he asks for you to right click and save. I'm not going to save only because I already saved it. So what I do, since I use Firefox, it's going to ask what I want to open it with or if I want to save. And just because I'm doing this tutorial, I'm going to open it, but otherwise right click, save it somewhere you'll remember. My medium, if y'all don't know what medium is what I use, is Photoshop CS3 Extended Edition. So I'm gonna open it with this. You see, it's getting there. It's a big ass file. That's why he asked for you guys to save, you know, so it doesn't constantly get clicked over and over and over. And this tutorial will work for any Photoshop, probably even GIMP or anything, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so it's loaded. Now, fuck. I'm on my laptop, so excuse me if I misclick. You see already, 66.67% reduced. Put it at 100, which I'm not even getting right. You see it's a fat ass template off top. First thing you're gonna do before you do anything else is image size, and reduce it to 512 by 512. That way it's a more usable size. And plus, when you submit it, it wasn't supposed to be that big. He made it that big so it's easier to work on, but that's a little bit too big for me, so personally I wouldn't use that. And besides that, as long as you're familiar with the basic things, I'm not going to go into everything, but find some jeans. You could search the internet for jeans. Here's two I found, and I'm going to do the blue ones since I just did some black ones, but you know. And I like to get them like this kind of view, flat, like laid out, but you can work with them on people, however you do, but I like it like this. It's easier to work with, but there are definitely ones I haven't done like this. So, and what I do, let me get y'all familiar with this if you don't know. Alright, so this is, I can't even say what side, but this is where the front is. Where you see this intersect right here, that's like the mid area right here, this whole area. Same with over here, you see that same line over here, and bottom, and this is the end, and this part will connect with this part, so that's where you're going to want the back of the jeans, and this part will connect with that part in the front. Okay, so that's really it. And what I do is about right here is where I try to cut the jeans. See the line up here? You can follow that blue line up there. If you're going to add boxers or something, I don't always add boxers in mine, but if you do, kind of follow that. Alright, so since y'all kind of familiar with that, what I do next is I make sure I have the rectangle marquee, and I select an area of the jeans. Notice I'm only getting this pretty much to the zipper button. Control C, Control X, or if y'all don't know about shortcuts, I learned it when I was little, so I mean, not little, fuck. Freshman year of high school, we had no mouse whatsoever, so I had to learn how to do everything manually, and I still do that. But if you don't do that and you don't know them, you go to, well, let's back up a sec. So you have it selected. You don't want to use Control C, Control X. Control C is copy, Control X is cut. But you could go to edit, and you see right there, and it even has the shortcuts here. So if you want to start getting on some next level shit, learn that, you know. And one that you'll always want to learn is redo and undo, which is Z. So Control and Z, and Control. I use Control X just so I know what I cut. But you don't have to. And if you're ever afraid, oh man, I fucked it up, if you at least have Photoshop, I'm thinking CS, the very first one, you'll have the history side where you could start over. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so we have this here. First thing, magic wand. I use the magic wand. If you have CS2, you have the magic wand. If you have CS, you're out of luck. I think you can use the eraser as well. Magic wand, I'm not going to explain the whole thing. Tolerance, in general, for me, I put at 21. You want anti-alias always on, because that smooths the edge transition, as you see it says up there. Contiguous, what it is if you have it off and you select a certain color, like let's say white, notice everything white gets selected, even the buttons. So that's not what I want right now. I just want the white around the edges gone. So have that marked. If you're ever doing stuff in a green room, this is what you want unchecked. That way it gets all the green, because I'm tired of seeing y'all always having green up in your hair and in the shades and shit. You really gotta step your game up. Alright, so you have the white selected, what you don't want on there. I just press delete. It gets it done. Now, sometimes I'm a deselect it, which is Control and D. Sometimes, not really in this case, there's white around the edges still, and if that's the case, I go like this, and I nudge it left, back, move it right, back, then delete, and kind of chop it a little so it looks a little bit more professional, but I didn't really need to do that. Now, only because I don't want this shit to be super long, I already tried this. Basically, what you're going to do from this point is, see the opacity down here? What you're going to want to do is make it somewhere so that you can see the lines and the jeans. So I have about 75, anywhere really that you can see the lines. I don't know if you can. And get it set up. So right about here. Oh, Control and T is free transform. You do that and you can use the fucking squares to be moving whatever you need to move. I usually do something like this. You see this is where the end is, so I move it over here. And if you really, now this is where it comes in handy, if you want to do it even more, because you see this part isn't filled up, what you do is you click up here, which switch between free transform and warp mode. So this is warp mode right now. And what you could do is you use the little circles to move the gene. Move the gene. Now see, this is where me and Glow differ on that. And I actually feel Glow's way because it probably comes out cleaner than mine most of the time. But this is how I've been doing it, so I'm just showing y'all. I'm not saying one way is better than the other. I'm not knocking Glow. Big ups to Glow, so. But yeah, something like this, kind of transform over there. You know, just get set up. I had done one already, pre-made, so that I wouldn't have to be doing this on a tutorial, but you see I'm doing it anyway. But it doesn't have to be exact. You could always go back later and mess it. When you're positive you want it like that, click this. If you effed up, you could always back here, go back to last step. But I think it's alright. Now what I do here is you do not want this shit getting on the other side. So what I do is just take the rectangle marquee and straight down this line and press delete so that nothing is going over. And later we'll worry about, or you could do it now actually, just back to 100. It looks kind of sloppy now. You'll see the end result. Then you go back for the next one. Of course I did that, so. Alright, same thing as last time. I do the front first, then I